Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just a fan of history, you're in for a real treat today. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. This small piece of history has an incredible story behind it, and it's worth a lot of money today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to spot this rare coin, but also understand why it could be worth up to $87,267. That's right, $87,267. Let's get started. Alright, let's rewind the clock a bit to 1944. The United States was in the midst of World War II, and life in America was anything but ordinary. During this time, the U.S. Mint was facing a shortage of copper due to wartime demands, particularly for military use. To keep up with the production of pennies, the Mint made a major change. Instead of using copper for the pennies, they switched to a steel composition for the 1943 penny. But then in 1944, things changed again. The Mint decided to return to using copper for the Lincoln cent. However, they still had a stockpile of leftover steel planchets from the previous year. This is where things get interesting. A small number of 1944 pennies were accidentally struck on those leftover steel planchets, and that's where our story begins. Now, it's important to note that most of the 1944 pennies were struck using copper, but a few were mistakenly minted on steel planchets. These steel pennies are incredibly rare, and finding one in good condition can be like finding a needle in a haystack. The D Mint mark on the coin stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular penny was produced. The 1944 D steel penny was not only an era coin, but it's also an iconic piece of U.S. history. It's believed that only around 20 of these coins were made. That's right, just 20. And that makes them some of the most sought after and valuable coins in the world. Okay, so here's where things get really exciting. The current market value of a 1944 D steel penny is absolutely staggering. Right now, if you happen to own one of these rare coins in mint condition, you could sell it for upwards of $87,267. Yes, you heard that correctly, $87,267. Now, you might be wondering, how do you spot one of these rare coins? Well, it's all about the composition. A regular 1944 D penny is made of copper, but the steel version is magnetic. If you have a 1944 D penny and it sticks to a magnet, congratulations, you've got yourself a rare, possibly very valuable coin. So, why is the 1944 D steel penny so valuable? First and foremost, it's an era coin. The accidental minting of these pennies makes them an incredible find for collectors. Era coins, especially ones with such a small mintage, are highly coveted in the numismatic community. Additionally, the historical context of this coin adds to its appeal. It's not just a rare coin, it's a piece of World War II era history. Many collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its rarity, but because it tells the story of wartime America and the impact it had on the country's currency system. So, how can you tell if you've got a 1944 D steel penny in your collection? Here are a few tips. Magnet test. The most important test is using a magnet. Since the steel pennies were struck on steel planchets, they're magnetic. Copper pennies, on the other hand, will not stick to a magnet. Color check. The steel penny has a distinct look. It's silver in color, whereas the regular copper penny is a rich, reddish-brown hue. Weight and size. A regular 1944 penny weighs around 3.11 grams, but the steel penny weighs only 2.7 grams. If you have a scale, you can confirm this difference. Mint mark. Don't forget to look for the D mint mark just to the right of Lincoln's shoulder on the obverse side of the coin. This indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. Remember, these steel pennies are incredibly rare. Only around 20 of them are known to exist. That's why finding one is such a huge deal, and it's also why they can fetch such a high price at auction. Most of the 1944 D steel pennies that have been found are in less than perfect condition, so one in good condition is even more valuable. The value of a 1944 D steel penny depends on several factors. Condition. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in mint condition, with little wear or damage, are worth much more than those that are worn or damaged. Rarity. As mentioned earlier, there are only about 20 known 1944D steel pennies. This extreme rarity is a big driver of the price. Authentication. Given the coin's value, it's important to have your 1944D steel penny authenticated by a professional numismatist or coin grading service to ensure it's legitimate. So, there you have it, the 1944D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. Not only is this coin a piece of American history, but it's also worth a small fortune. If you happen to find one of these in your change or collection, you might just have the luck of a lifetime on your hands. As always, if you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips and history lessons. And if you think you have a 1944D steel penny, make sure to get it checked out by a professional. You could be sitting on a treasure. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!